garden of this house there was a Roman grave found, which they had no idea what it was, who buried it, and who was the person who died. It was a mystery, a great mystery, but the only thing that they knew was that it was Roman. Here we are at St Mary's Church, where a lot of Salford history took place.
So this is over here in the fields behind St Mary's is where they found a Viking belt buckle, which is from the 10th century. So no one knows how it ended up here, no one knows if it was that a Viking came and dropped it, no one knows if there was a siege at the church and it came off a Viking then, or if someone had been at a Viking battle and had bought it back and then dropped it.
Here we are at St Mary's Church Tower, where it was mentioned in the Domesday Book in 1086, and this is a Norman arch, which was also built in 1086.
So we've just walked about 5-10 minutes and we're now down at the brass mill in Salford. So there's the chimney and part of it there, and oh, you can hear a train.
It was mentioned in Domesday.
Hold on, should we get to the front?
Now you've just
I think it's fine, we'll come round to this side. So there's the chimney, and I just see a bit where the river was. So
it was mentioned in the Domesday Book in 1086, written by William the Conqueror.
And
it was used to make pots and pans.
So it was mentioned in the Domesday Book, but it then carried on being a really important part of Salford history, as in Georgian times the brass was made here and made into pots and pans, and it had a special furnace which is still in there that you can visit, and the water, and that meant they could make specially powered hammers that took the sheets of brass and made them into pots and pans. It also meant that lots of people came to live in Salford from other countries who were really good at making brass. So here we are around the other side of St Mary's Church, and we're now talking about what happened during the English Civil War. So in 1643 there was a battle in Lansdowne, which is just sort of over those hills over there, and the Roundheads, who were the ones who were starting up the new Parliament, chased some of the Royalists, so the Cavaliers, all the way from Lansdowne over here, and they ended up at St Mary's Church.
They didn't find the Cavaliers and they got so angry, so then they decided to ransack St Mary's Church.
And they smashed the stained glass windows, so as you can see that's not stained glass, it's just clear glass.
And you can see a remainder of an old piece of glass over there.
And they kidnapped the vicar at the time, and he was never seen again. So we're now walking along the river. We found a really interesting sign, again all about the River Avon and the trail. So we're walking down towards the pub down here, where there is a lock which is apparently really famous. That is if Ben doesn't fall in the river first. It's very, very pretty. So we're now here down at the lock. I don't know if you can hear me because the weir's really loud. But here we've got 2 lock gates which were opened in 1727, and they were designed and made by someone called John Padmore, who also designed the floating harbour in Bristol. And it meant that people and goods could travel along the river from Bristol, and the most important thing that came along here was coal from Kingswood that came along here on the canal and then went on its way to Bath. Also, apparently, some royal people travelled here on canal boat. So a princess came along because she didn't want to travel on the roads. So we are now at Tunnel House, which is just here, and Tunnel House was bought in 1836 by Isambard Kingdom Brunel, who was obviously very famous for building the SS Great Britain, but he also built our railways, and he bought this house so that the railway workers could live here, and underneath runs the railway. Again, so one of the tunnels is right under our feet for the Bath to Bristol line. Then, right next door, we've just discovered this house, which is Saltford House, and as you can see, it's got a blue plaque. So we went to investigate, and as you can see, Admiral Benedictus Marwood Kelly lived here, and he was a naval officer and a liberator of slaves. So the slave trade was part of here, and he was obviously someone for us to research when we get home. So walking down from the church, it's St Mary's. Then you come to what we call St Mary's Church Hall,
which used to be a school.
And the first records of this part being a school were in 1840, and it was set up here and in the buildings behind here.
And was the original Saltford School. Here we are at the War Memorial. As you can see, the less we forget was a famous line that was said to remember those who died in the First World War and the Second World War. It's a very tall memorial.
Should we go over and have a look?
Yeah. As you
Quick.
probably know, the poppies represent the men which were lost, and as you probably know, the history of the poppy is that after World War I, poppies used to grow in the fields where there was death and destruction. This school moved here in 1962, and it's where I go to school.